Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the ride or die makeup tag, which I'm really excited about. This was actually really hard for me. I went and sat down to pick out my makeup, and I was shocked that I didn't have as many MAC products that I thought I would, because MAC's just been the company I've been using the longest. Up until about probably a year ago, that's the only makeup brand that I really used. So I was shocked that it wasn't all like a giant MAC commercial. But let's just jump right in. For primer, this was probably the easiest one for me because this primer is the only primer I've ever tried that my makeup does not move all day. And it's not even technically a primer, it's the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm. I'm obsessed with this stuff, and the way that it smells, I love manly smells. I even wear cologne, not perfume. It's just a personal preference. So I absolutely love this stuff. Then for eye primer, it is definitely the MAC 24 Hour Extend Eye Base. Now I actually didn't start using this until probably like 6 months ago, and this stuff is amazing. I used to use Painterly and only Painterly from MAC, and I just noticed that, not that my makeup didn't last with Painterly, but it just made such a difference when I started using this stuff, and now this is the only thing I grab when I'm doing my makeup for myself. So when I was picking my foundation, I was actually kind of shocked at the one that I chose because I have always been a MAC face and body girl, but then the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer came out, and I fell in love. It's literally the only thing I grab ever since it came out. And I actually, when I got home from my honeymoon in Hawaii, I went out and I bought a darker shade because I was at the point where I'm like, I'm always mixing my drops into my foundation. Let me just go buy a darker shade because my 01 was running out anyways. So I went out and I purchased this in 2 more colors because I knew I'm slowly going to fade. So I bought 5 and then I bought 3. So I have like a middle ground color too, which to me there, it just tells me that it's definitely my ride or die because I would never do that for any other foundation. Now for concealer, I do have 2 of them because I have one that I use to actually conceal my under eye area, and then I have another one that I use to like brighten up the center of my face and then like bring it down even further under my eye. So to actually conceal underneath my eyes is the Bye Bye Under Eye. This stuff changed my life. I didn't even get it that long ago, and I can't do my makeup without it. I have dark circles, and it's just something that really bothers me personally and that I struggle with. And I actually use this before I put on my foundation, and then I go in with the Urban Decay Naked, which is my other ride or die, to brighten everything up. And I'm wearing all of this stuff on my face today, and I didn't even color correct today, which to me just like blows my mind, the fact that I can use this stuff and not color correct. It's amazing. I absolutely love these 2, and they make a great team. For under eye setting powder, that one was a little difficult for me because I love this product, but I hate the packaging so much that I don't grab it as often as like my Coty Airspun, which is from Walgreens. But this is the RCMA No Color Powder. If this was in similar packaging to my Coty Airspun or like the Laura Mercier, anything along those lines, this would be the only powder I ever use. But because it has this packaging, and I mean, I can unscrew this and dip my brush for like setting my under eye in, but to set my face, I have to dump it out on something, and it's messy and it takes too long. But the powder itself is absolutely amazing, and it's only $12. So if I had to only purchase one thing over again, it would be this, because you get a good amount of product for $12 and it does the best job. Then for face powder, it definitely is MAC Studio Fix powder. Now I have NW13 here because I use this also to set my under eye sometimes, but I also have it in 4 other colors because I just kind of use it as I get darker and lighter throughout the seasons. And it's just the best full coverage powder. I absolutely love it. And it comes with a sponge. I've never used the sponge. I usually end up throwing it out. But the powder itself is literally the best face powder I've ever used. For my ride or die blush, this was probably another one that was super easy for me. It's just right in there, grabbed it out. And it is the MAC Warm Soul. And I'm wearing it today. Like I said, I'm wearing all of these products today. But this blush I can wear with any look, any season, and for me, it's just for my personal skin tone and what I like in a blush. I like a sheen in a blush. I don't like matte blushes, just personal preference. This for me is the best color ever. If I swatch it for you guys, this just doesn't do it justice. I feel that it's like the perfect soft apricot color with like that perfect sheen to it. I'm absolutely obsessed with this. I've actually purchased probably like 5 or 6 of these because as soon as I start to hit pan, I go get a new one because I am not running out of this completely. The next product is a bronzer, and this one was really difficult to pick out because I own probably the most bronzers, like out of every section of makeup. I own personally the most bronzers, and I don't grab the same thing on a regular basis because I have so many of them and I have so many different tones and amounts of shimmer in them. So that's just something that was just really hard for me. But then I stopped and thought, well, let's see, if I could only buy one bronzer and get rid of everything else and use my bronzer to also contour, and it would work for no matter what skin level I am personally, I went with my Laguna bronzer from NARS. Now, this stuff I didn't get until probably a couple months ago, and I love it. I just think it is literally the perfect undertone, the perfect darkness for me personally, because I don't get super dark, but I'm also not super light. So for me, I just feel like this will work for me in all seasons. So my Ride or Die highlight, I couldn't just pick one, so I picked a highlighting palette because I use this palette literally every single day, and it is the Anastasia Glow Kit in Sundipped. Now, this has some darker colors in it, which I didn't think I could use for myself personally. These 2 colors here, just because I thought they were a little too dark. So I've started mixing these in with one of the lighter colors, and it's what I'm wearing on my face. I mixed in bronze and moonstone today on my cheeks, and then I have summer down my nose and on my cupid's bow. And I just feel like this is the perfect mixture for me, no matter how dark you get, again, or how light I get. For me, that's something I like to think about because I pale out in the winter. I get pretty light, and then in the summer, because I'm Italian, I get tan pretty quickly. Now, I am not someone who sits out in the sun. I like to take care of my skin. I'm not sitting out sunbathing like I used to when I was a teenager. But like when I was in Hawaii, we weren't really laying in the sun, but we were out the whole time, and I got a tan line instantly because I tan very quickly. So for me, when I'm buying makeup, that is something I think about. I have to be realistic. I have to pick something that I'm going to be able to wear when I'm my whitest white and my tannest tan. So I feel that this, like the Glow Kit, this specific one, just works for me at all seasons. For mascara, it definitely was a MAC one. My Ride or Die mascara is the In Extreme Dimension from MAC. Now the brush on this is similar to the Tarte Tartist mascara, which has like that gold top, this one. So it's a very similar wand. It's just not as stiff. And I just love this stuff. I can coat my lashes up to Jesus and they don't get clumpy. And I'm wearing it today and I have no falsies on. I'm not a falsie everyday kind of person. It's just not me. I like my lashes and I like to just load on the mascara and be good. And I also don't like fidgeting with eyelashes, which I know that if you wear them long enough and you get used to them, you don't notice them. But for me, I don't want to have to deal with it. I'd rather just load up the mascara and be done. But that brings me to eyelashes. The only eyelashes that I pick when I'm like doing a dramatic look for me are the Ardell Double Up Wispies. And I just love the fact that these are just multi-dimensional. So when you look to the side, you kind of have a couple layers. They don't all just like come out the same like thickness. It kind of just disperses, which I think is really natural looking and really beautiful. And these are also the ones I wore on my wedding day, so how can I not pick them? But I absolutely love these lashes. I know I'm kind of all over the place. I didn't really go in any specific type of order, but I just realized I kind of skipped over eyeshadow. Now for an eyeshadow palette, that was actually pretty hard for me because I'm more of a single eyeshadow person. If I'm doing a go-to look or just don't know what to do, I will always grab single shadows. I don't know why, it's just a personal preference. But if I had to pick a shadow palette, it would probably be the Morphe 35P palette. Now, a lot of people love the 350, and I love it as well. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. But for me, on my eyes, I prefer like this section right here, like the mauve-y brownie tones. I live for that. That is just my It's my jam. I love it. I love that smoky mauve-y look, and I'm wearing this palette on my eyes today, and I just love the cranberries, the berries. It's just, I love it. I think it works for all seasons. Again, I'm repeating myself just a little bit, but to me that's just something that's important because I don't own millions and millions of makeup. I own a lot of it, but I like to buy stuff that is always going to work. So I feel like for me personally, this palette definitely does it all. So my favorite setting spray is also from MAC. This is definitely ride or die when I have probably 4 bottles like as backup in my beauty room at home, because this is, when it gets this low, when it gets to the point where there's maybe not enough left, I can't stand it. It drives me crazy because I can't in my head think, oh no, I'm almost out of it. So I always have tons of backups. But this stuff I feel like just makes my makeup melt into my skin, and because I have extremely dry skin, I don't feel tight. Now I do like to layer other setting sprays on top of this because sometimes I can feel a little too dewy with this one, but this is the only one that just makes my skin not feel dry, and it makes my makeup just kind of like into my skin so it doesn't look like it's sitting on top of my skin. So this is definitely the only setting spray I would buy. Okay, now we're gonna talk about lips. Now, liquid lip, come on, it's definitely Gemini by Jeffree Star. This is the best color ever created by anybody, and his formula, for me personally, is amazing. It is the absolute best. I have been dabbling with the new Too Faced melted liquid matte ones, and it comes to close second, but his, I just don't know what it is. His freaking formulation is amazing, and this color is everything to me. I can wear this with absolutely any look. Doesn't matter if it's warm or cool. I can wear it with any look, and it looks amazing. I mean, my eyes are extremely cool today. They're all purple. And I put this lip on thinking, it might not work, and it works. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous, and I absolutely love it. Now, lip gloss is not something I'm really into. I'm not really a huge lip gloss person. I don't like feeling sticky. I prefer liquid to matte any day of the week, but the lip gloss that I have been grabbing quite a bit is from the Lip Bar, and this is Tiramisu Toffee. Now, these lip glosses are extremely pigmented. That's one swipe. And they're not super sticky, but they're sticky enough where they last a good amount of time. I mean, like if you're eating and drinking their lip gloss, they're gonna come off. But it's just, the pigment is amazing and they're not super sticky, which for me is something I don't like. Then for a lipstick, this was actually kind of hard because I'm not a huge lipstick person. I own so many lipsticks, which is weird, but I don't really wear them that often. I always grab a liquid to matte. So then I just started thinking about formula-wise. What formula of lipstick do I love? And it's from MAC, but it's the Mineralized Rich. And this is in Luxe Neutral. So this is just a nude one. I think I have this in probably like 3 or 4 colors, but this is the only one I brought with me. I'm staying at my parents' house right now. So it's just like a really light, really natural nude color for me. I just love the consistency. It almost feels more like a chapstick, like a very nourishing. I absolutely love the feel of these. So if I had to pick a lipstick, not necessarily this color, but definitely this formula would be my ride or die. So the last thing I actually do not have with me, because like I said, I'm staying at my parents' house right now. So that is the reason for this beautiful background. This is their bedroom. I have lots of big windows in front of me, which is nice because I didn't bring any lighting or anything. But the last thing is a perfume. Like I said in the beginning, I don't wear perfume, I wear cologne. So my favorite cologne is Gucci by Gucci for men. My sister actually brought it home from Italy for the guy I was with at the time when she brought it home, and I've actually repurchased 2 bottles of it because she brought it home for him and he didn't like it. So I'm like, well, I actually love the smell. So I started wearing, my sister was a junior in high school, so that was a while ago. She's 20, she'll be 23. Ooh, I might be wrong on that. Don't kill me, Megan. But so she's brought it home a while ago, and the guy that I was with just didn't like it. So he was like, well, yeah, I don't want it. And I was like, fine, I'll take it. It came with like a perfume and a deodorant. The deodorant I used in like 2 seconds because it didn't actually do anything. I felt like I kept reapplying it all day, but it smelled amazing. But the cologne, it's this perfect, like, it's it's manly, but it's not to the point where like it's musky or like woodsy. It's just, it smells very regal, and I absolutely love it. My other favorite cologne, my husband actually wears, so I feel like we can't wear the same cologne. It's the Dior Fahrenheit, I believe is what it's called, and it's the one that he wears, so I'm like, well, sometimes I do steal it because he doesn't wear it every day. It's more of like his special occasion cologne. And I do use his deodorant as well because I just love manly smells. I've stolen everything from him because I prefer to smell a little on the manly side. That sounds really weird when I say it out loud, but I just do prefer the more intense man smells. I don't like fruity. I do not like floral. Oh my God, no, I just can't. It makes me think of my grandmother. I can't do it. So I just prefer that specific cologne is definitely my ride or die. I just really quickly wanted to give you guys a close-up of my makeup because I did use all of the products that I mentioned today. Now, I did not mention anything about my brows because I don't really have a ride or die brow product at the moment. I have recently went really blonde, and I'm still kind of playing with color and formulation, like combined. I have the Anastasia Beverly Hills in, I believe it's in the color taupe. Let's see. Yes, it's in taupe. And then I actually own all of the ColourPop colors when they came out. I bought them all because I change my hair color so often and they were so cheap. I'm like, well, I might as well just snag them all I can. So today I used Dope Taupe from ColourPop. Now, I like the consistency of ColourPop's better than I do Anastasia, and a lot of people are probably like, what? That's crazy. But it's just a personal preference. I like that they're a little more waxy than Anastasia. Anastasia's a little too stiff for me, but I feel like they're a little too, I don't know, a little too warm. But then again, the taupe from Anastasia is really ashy, and that's what I use most of the time. So I'm still kind of playing with those, so I do not have a ride or die for eyebrows. Definitely would buy something because if all of my makeup was gone and I was going to a desert island, I would need some eyebrows on. So definitely would buy something. I just don't exactly know what that would be. And that is it for my ride or die tag. I really hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. How long has that been out? That's not cute. Why am I doing this? Look at that highlight. Look at that glow.